he saw one city erased. 3 days later, he saw another one. He is the only person officially recognized as surviving both atomic bombings. This is not a legend. This is documented history. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was 29 years old, an engineer working for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. He was in Hiroshima on a temporary business trip. That morning, he walked toward the shipyard. He realized he had forgotten his company seal. He turned back to retrieve it. That small inconvenience saved his life. At 8:15 a.m., he looked up and saw a plane, then a flash. A light so bright it erased shadows. The bomb, Little Boy, detonated about 1,900 feet above the city. The temperature at the hypocenter reached an estimated 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Skin melted, concrete vaporized, people vanished into outlines on walls. Yamaguchi was thrown into a potato field by the blast. His eardrums ruptured. His upper body was severely burned. When he opened his eyes, the city was gone. He staggered toward what used to be Hiroshima. The sky had turned black with smoke. Buildings collapsed in layers. People walked silently with their skin hanging from their arms like torn fabric. He found a bomb shelter and spent the night in agony. His face blistered. His arms were wrapped in bandages made from scraps. And yet, the next morning, he did something almost impossible. He went to the train station. On August 7, burned and partially dead, he boarded a train out of Hiroshima. Amid the ash and the silence, the 7 o'clock train departed on schedule. He returned home to Nagasaki. He reported to work on August 9, 3 days after surviving an atomic bomb. His supervisor did not believe him.
Yeah, time to
According
work.
to accounts, his boss said something like, "You're telling me a single bomb destroyed an entire city?" Yamaguchi began explaining. He described the flash, the wind, the firestorm, and then the sky turned white again. At 11:02 a.m. on August 9, 1945, the bomb, Fat Man, detonated over Nagasaki. Yamaguchi was inside an office building. The walls shielded him from the worst of the thermal radiation, but the blast still tore through the city. The second bomb killed an estimated 40,000 people instantly. More would die from radiation sickness in the weeks and months that followed. Yamaguchi survived again. He returned home through a city filled with fire and ash. His wife and infant son had survived by hiding in a tunnel. For days, the family suffered from radiation exposure. Hair fell out, fevers spiked, blackened rain fell from the sky. Radiation sickness is not immediate. It lingers. Cells die quietly. Bone marrow collapses. Internal bleeding begins without warning. Yamaguchi developed symptoms but recovered. Many around him did not. For decades, he did not speak publicly about what happened. Japan had a word for survivors of the atomic bombings, hibakusha. Many faced discrimination. Employers feared radiation was contagious. Marriage prospects vanished. Silence became survival. Yamaguchi focused on raising his family. He worked. He endured chronic pain. He lost friends to cancer. He carried both bombings in his memory. In 2009, more than 60 years later, the Japanese government officially recognized him as a survivor of both bombings. By then, he was in his 90s. He gave interviews, not with anger, with warning. He described the bombs not as weapons, but as something closer to a line humanity should never cross again. He once said he did not hate America, he hated nuclear weapons. That distinction matters, because the horror of Hiroshima and Nagasaki is not just historical, it is technological. Human beings created something capable of erasing cities in seconds, and then used it twice. Yamaguchi lived until 2010. He died of stomach cancer at the age of 93. Many speculate radiation played a role. Today, Hiroshima and Nagasaki are thriving cities. modern, peaceful, alive. But beneath them lies a layer of ash that remembers. And somewhere in history, there is a man who stood beneath 2 atomic clouds and lived to describe both. The world has not become less capable of destruction. It has become more efficient. Tsutomu Yamaguchi survived 2 apocalypses. We may not get that chance.